Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. So much going on lately that I have fallen behind in my reviews, but they will be here for the preservation and posterity. Right now, we're going to do the AEW Dark review for this past Tuesday, I guess that would be the 16th of June. 10 matches. I like Dark. Dark, they put a lot of just straight wrestling on. I wish more promotions did this. In any event, we'll jump right in. Like, subscribe, comment below. Can't believe we're already up to nearly 30,000 of you have viewed the channel. So that's about 10,000 hits a month, which is better than I expected at this point in the journey. So thank you. But like, subscribe, comment below if you'd like to see some stuff. We're going to be starting some new content stuff in July, also working on some interviews for new content as well, so that's cool. In any event, Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt start off. They defeat John Cruz, Capital Vices, which is Sin and Money. Interesting name for a enhancement tag team. Cruz is primarily a standout in the Florida indie scene. Enjoyable guy. Have seen over the last several years in the Evolve family of promotions down in Florida. Saw him in ACW before AEW, among other places. Always a talented fellow. So we open with Jungle Boy. He goes for some pins early. Stunt and Cruz tag in. Stunt hits Cruz with a senton and drop kick. The Marco Stunt thing, I don't get it. I don't get why people think he's so special. I wouldn't mind if he was a manager. I wouldn't mind if he was a mascot. I wouldn't mind if he was an enhancement talent. I do mind that he is a push talent because I just don't get it. And they haven't done enough with his character to make me want to get more of an understanding with him. Anyway, so Luchasaurus gets in there. He ends up uses some power moves. Cruz breaks up a pin attempt, and Sin hits a low blow on Jungle Boy. There's a flatliner used here. Cruz blind tags himself in. Stunt hits Cruz with a tail whip. The tail whip should be reserved for Luchasaurus because it goes with his gimmick. Makes sense. Tail whip from Marco Stunt is just stupid. Luchasaurus tags in, runs wild, series of kicks, standing moonsault to Cruz. Sin breaks it up. Jungle Boy back in, hits a tiger suplex for near fall. Stunt with dives. Here we go on Sin and Money, and Luchasaurus hits a finish on Cruz and pins him. Not bad. Anyway, next up, we've got SCU, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, defeating Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon. Why in the world are the former tag, well, at least one member of the former tag team champions, and the former tag team championship duo of SCU, why in the world are they in a match that's competitive with two guys that are undefeated or that are without wins? The logic makes no sense here. And again, Pro Wrestling Logic, we try and be logical about these things. It doesn't make sense for them to be in a competitive match. If you want them to have a non-competitive squash, that's great. But a competitive match, it's just dumb. Anyway, Cutler and Avalon, to me, they're talents that could be cut and the money be placed elsewhere. Kazarian hits arm drags and other basic moves like hip tosses. Cutler and Avalon can't get their brains together long enough to mount much of an offense. Daniels makes a hot tag to Kazarian. Leg slice on Cutter from Kazarian. Let's see. So we see a near fall from Cutler when he hits the springboard elbow. Match breaks down. Match goes nuts. Diving Cutter on Avalon. Why are we doing cutters in other matches when QT Marshall is supposed to be the one doing the cutter that was given by Diamond Page? Eliminate the cutter from other matches if it's somebody's finish, please. And then Daniels and Kazarian hit a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. Daniels pins Avalon after that, and then we move on to the first ladies match of the evening. Danny Jordan, who I love. I like the slam book content concept idea. They could do something with it. Could be fun. Big Swole, I like her. They've done video packages. I think they need to do another one because she's been out for a while. Short match. Jordan throws the burn book before the opening bell, and Swole finds her own name in the book. They trade and back and forth and who's in control of the match. Jordan cuts her off and uses a kick and a chin lock. And here we go. Swole comes back with a diving cutter through the ropes. So that's like 3 cutters in 3 matches. Again, I get that this is the, I guess, 2020 version of the DDT. Doesn't make it right that everyone does it in the same matches. Swole hits a knee strike and follows up with her Dirty Dancing finish for the pinfall. It's fine. It's not my thing, but it's okay. Then we move on to a Lance Archer match. Before we get there, though, Cutler and Avalon break up as a team in a backstage skit. We see David Ali and Lance Archer. Jake Roberts is out there with Archer. Now, Lance Archer's supposedly somewhere between 6'6" and 6'8". Great. Big guy. He's like, 270 pounds. Great. Big guy. There is no reason that he should be in a even remotely competitive match with a guy who is making his debut. So this match should be less than 60 seconds. That's not what they did here. They go at least 2 or 3 minutes, which is too long. Archer attacks a video editor on the way to the ring. The video editor obviously hasn't learned how to bump very well. And then Archer dominates with a series of strikes. Ali tries to come back, and more strikes from Archer. Archer hits a blackout and pulls him up after the 2 count. He uses the Everybody Dies claw for the win. I don't particularly like the Everybody Dies name right now with where we are in history, but that's just me. As a punctuation mark, Archer hits a chokeslam post-match. Okay, so Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Musa and Shawn Dean. I'm sad because Shawn Dean looks like he's got a good bit of talent. 50-50 on Musa, but he's done well so far. And then we put him in there with Joey Janela, who really, tell me, what has he done? What has he done to earn a contract? What has he done to make himself a standout star? What has he done other than be friends with somebody in the office to hold down a job with a national company? I don't get it. No, it doesn't work. Anyway, now, Sonny Kiss, I'm still 50-50 on. They haven't done enough to promote who and what he is. I don't care if he's transgender. I don't care if he's a crossdresser. I don't care if he does it for attention. I don't care if he does it because he's colorblind. But give me some reason of why Sonny Kiss is what Sonny Kiss is. Then I can care. Then I can buy merchandise. Then you can make money. This is good booking. What they're doing now is just trying to fit everybody into roles. And this is one of the main challenges I have with AEW right now, which of the national companies, AEW is my favorite by far. But my big challenge with them is they don't do enough with unknown talent to tell viewers why they should care about them, and they're debuting too many people too close together, so we don't know what debut is supposed to matter and what debut isn't. Stretch it out. Have a maximum of 2 debuts on any given week one on Dark, and one on Dynamite. If that means that you have people that are signed for 6 months before they debut, well, that means business-wise you signed too many people too quickly, or it means you didn't think about how many you were signing as you were doing it. Either way, take the loss and do it right, or don't do it at all. So good double team by Janela and Kiss throughout. Archer wanders back out as if he's going to go nuts on everybody, but doesn't. Jake talks him down, which was good. I mean, him running in again probably would not have helped this match. Might have helped his image, but anyhow. Musa and Dean do the cutoff on Kiss. If I want to see somebody take offense, it's Janela, because Kiss, I think they could still market Joey Janela. He'd be on my cut list tomorrow if I had any power in AEW. I don't get it. Neckbreaker for a quick count, but didn't really go anywhere. Kiss makes a hot tag to Janela. Janela hits multiple sentons, tags Kiss back in, who hits a Frankensteiner on Musa and a Tope Suicida. Unnecessary, especially with no fans in the crowd. I say the same thing on every show, but nobody gets it. Anyway, Kiss hits the splits leg drop off the top ropes pin. We then move on to a ladies tag team match. This time, Brandy Rose and Allie with Dustin and QT Marshall versus Red Velvet, another debut, and Kenzie Page. I don't remember where, but I know I've seen Kenzie Page before. Probably another week on Dark. She looked fine. So I'm kind of confused, and I don't particularly like where this storyline went. So let me see if I can follow and update everybody. So, from the standpoint of Allie is ostensibly a distraction to QT Marshall. So, if she's a distraction, then why would Brandy want to team with her at all? How does that match get signed? Why are they doing it? If Brandy doesn't like her, why does she agree to it? Why doesn't she just leave her to get beat up? Like, there's so many questions and plotline holes in how that match even takes place that I can't get into what happens in the match all that much, because it doesn't make sense for the match to even happen unless we're abandoning storylines, in which case you're no better than WWE and knock it off. So I just, I'm not a fan of this at all. It doesn't serve a long-term or short-term purpose. It doesn't do anybody any good. It doesn't help anybody in the long or short run. Anyhow, they have the match anyway, so I will cover it. But I don't think anybody is a fan of the storyline. So Red Velvet makes me think cupcakes. I mean, she's a good character, I guess, for the little time I saw her, but in the ring, she's not much. Allie hits Paige with some forearms before the bell. Allie uses at least tweener, if not heelish, mannerisms. She's aggressive against Paige. Somehow, somehow, Brandy and Allie managed to get along well enough for a match to succeed, and the announcers don't address it, so that makes us all feel stupid. Brandy is sent into Allie. Allie goes flying off the apron to the floor, sells her ankle. Brandy makes her own comeback. Allie refuses to get on the apron. Brandy hits a sling blade and a spear to Paige. Allie blind tags herself in, and then Brandy covers, but she's no longer legal. Allie steps in and steps onto Paige's chest for the win. Obviously, Allie and Brandy get into it post-match, but shouldn't they have been getting into it all match long if the idea is they don't get along anyway? So, Dustin Rhodes, I mean, why is he involved in this mess? Um, so Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard, which to me is a waste of Tully Blanchard. Like, you're not doing enough with Spears to warrant a legend and Hall of Famer to be his manager unless you're going to step it up at some point. But there hasn't been any consistency to that, so um, I don't get it. Sean Spears is out. He faces Lee Johnson, another guy that they point out is 0-10. So at least he's getting work, but he's not getting wins. Spears is wearing a black glove. I guess that gives him some sort of edge. He's channeling the spirit of Michael Jackson, perhaps. I don't know. Match is fine for what it is. Johnson gets some good offense. Don't know why he hasn't gotten at least a win yet, even if it's against another enhancement talent. They've got to differentiate these enhancement talents, otherwise no one's going to care about any of them at all. Spears uses the sharpshooter, and Johnson taps out. Then, unfortunately, we see the original Dark Order members of Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. I don't get why anybody thinks they matter. I like the Dark Order angle. I get where that's going. That's a cult. Eventually, someone fights back against the cult. Brody Lee is a good leader. They've taken some talented people and put them in the angle. All of this is good, but I don't get Grayson and Uno. I have seen them wrestle other places. I didn't get them there. I don't get them here, and I don't understand why this is, even remotely a thing. 5-10, so that makes 15, is out to support their fellow Dark Order members. Uno pins Skyler after Grayson hits a move off the top. Pierce, who is a decent talent, supposedly Skyler gets injured in this match. I don't remember the exact injury, but he's going to be out for 4 to 6 months. That's unfortunate. Brody Lee comes to celebrate after the match. Jimmy Havoc is out next, facing Grayson, or Garrison, I'm sorry. So I'm not a Jimmy Havoc fan. I'm recording this late, so all of the personal impropriety, sexual impropriety stuff has been outed. Havoc is mentioned in that. I'll do another video probably overnight tonight or tomorrow on that issue itself. I've got some personal experiences with it when I was in the business. Not anywhere near the level of the ladies and gentlemen who've been victimized here that are speaking out, but suffice to say I have some interesting viewpoints. So stay tuned for that particular video. Anyway, Havoc is there. He hits a series of strikes, rolls the outside. He chops the post, and Garrison's whipped into the barricade. Garrison misses a charge. Havoc hits some arm drags. Garrison hits the buckle. Havoc goes to the eyes. Havoc hits a DVD, and then an uppercut. Rolling elbow from Garrison for a surprising near fall out of nowhere. Havoc hits a high kick, and the Acid Rainmaker follows with a DDT for the pin. Fine, whatever. Penelope Ford out with Kip Sabian and Asuka the Papadon, which is a type of pooch, versus Skylar Moore. Moore needs more experience. Her timing is off. Her flow is off. She's talented, but she's not ready. That's one of the drawbacks of trying to gobble up talent for a national promotion so quickly as AEW has done, is you want to get people that have potential, but they don't have a school per se, so you can't send these men and women to get more seasoning, and if you're not, obviously they can't work indies right now anyway with the pandemic, but if you're not letting them work independents, how are they going to improve? Anyway, Moore hits some arm drags. Ford uses the buckle to her advantage, hits some strikes. Um, Penelope Ford and Kip make out. Don't care about that. More counters a flip into the corner with a cradle for a near fall. And then a gut wrench suplex for a near fall of her own. Ford hits a back handspring into a stunner, but they just aren't in sync here. Ford hits a fisherman buster. Yeah, easy for me to say. Fisherman buster into a bridge for a pinfall. Scorpio Sky out next versus Robert Anthony. Sad to see how far Sky has fallen, and with, a decade and a half of experience, I'm not going to say the time's ticking on the guy like he's going to retire tomorrow, but every time you give him, an opportunity and you waste him like this, it's just sad. Anyway, Robert Anthony looks good, is good in the ring. Not quite sure why he's been debutized as the is the guy who's just there to make the stars look really good in longer matches. I don't get how that benefits anybody. Trade of hammerlocks and other basic moves early. Sky goes into an armbar. Sky hits a drop kick. Tilt-a-whirl slam by Anthony. Anthony uses a modified Cobra Clutch. Sky hits a pop-up double stomp. Sky hits a second drop kick for a near fall. Anthony blocks a TKO, goes into a DVD for a near fall of his own. Sky blocks a superplex and uses, or a suplex rather, and uses a near fall. Sky hits a high kick into a TKO for pinfall. If you look at the statistics, the losers of matches are 0-85 combined. And I'm drawing that for the Wrestling Observer site. It's not something that I know, but just think about that. You've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's call it round off. Say you got 20 enhancement talents. 20 enhancement talents have managed to lose 85 matches, and yet you're promoting this as a sport. It's just goofy. Like, there's flaws in this logic, and it needs to be addressed. Anyway, that is the AEW Dark for this week. We'll be back with Impact. We'll be back with SmackDown. We'll be back with my views on the allegations, the speaking out movement, and all of that, and so much more. Hopefully you enjoy all that we have here, and subscribe, like, comment, and do all that good stuff.